Hey everybody, it's season 2 of the Blue Collar Beer Gourmets Tigersox series. We're calling it season 2 because we took a break. We took about 8 weeks off.
Yeah,
something like that. Some of it planned.
We'll be right back.
Oh, and it's over. And season 2, thank you. Please join us for season 3, won't you? No, we had various reasons. A wedding last weekend for me, illness before that. Just you name it. There's been a thing kind of stopping us. But as time went on, we decided we'd make a joke out of it and call our return video Season 2.
Season 2.
With all new surprises.
Back
all
and
new,
badder than ever.
Will Guy be a part of it? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
We should hope so.
But we've had plenty of beers in the time we've been gone. In fact, quite a bit even last night for me at a wedding or a surprise birthday party. So that happened as well. So
yeah,
we've missed you. We're
We've
back in the garage.
And we missed the garage. We've missed. Tony has cleared off actually the top shelf because, let's face it, it's time to get some more bottles up there.
If you've watched past videos, you know that space was occupied by various tools and scrap and junk. So I'm like, you know what? Now that season 2 is underway, we're gonna slowly watch as the weeks pass.
See, I'm even seeing the Stone Anniversary set. If maybe that shouldn't go like dead center on the top.
Yeah, and I even decided to put that box in the middle just as a decoration. So we're starting season 2 off with kind of an unusual beer as far as
for us.
It's for us. Yeah. It's, neither of us are fans of triples.
Or doubles or
quads for that matter. But
pretty much it's Belgian. Neither one of us like it.
That's couldn't be more accurate. The word Belgian almost like, do I gotta drink it? But our good friend Jim Robbins.
Jim Robbins Photography on Facebook. Check him out.
He really wanted us to review this. He's kind of cheering us on to get on there and do it. So this is the Barrel Room Collection from Samuel Adams. They have a series. I want to say there's 4 or 5. It's for sure 4. I think there's 5 different beers in this series, the Barrel Room Collection. Somewhat easy to find in stores. I mean, here in Vegas, you can find them at Total Wine pretty easily. Lee's Liquor, if you go to a larger Lee's Liquor, they'll have 1 or 2. There's a beer in this series called Stony Brook Red, which I'm a gigantic fan of. I think it's one of the best beers I've ever had. It's amazing. I've had this beer before. Have you?
No, I've not. But just as a key point, to add to what Tony was saying, to our friends in the Northwest, believe it or not, Safeway carries these. I have seen this very collection in Safeway in the beer spot. So
cool.
If you're in a market that has Safeway, you might be able to find it there.
And you've got a corked bottle here with this.
And because this is the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet, and we do focus on money and living on a budget, I'm going to give our friend Jim Robbins, who brought this bottle. His deal is he likes to spend a couple of more bucks for a big bottle full of high ABV, so he can get drunk cheaper and faster. That's his own statement.
That's his strategy.
I'm not denigrating that. I'm not promoting it. I'm saying if that's how you like to spend your beer money, and you want to do it, you want to drink a good beer, this is the way to do it. Jim has made a regular career out of drinking good beers that he paid a couple more bucks for in big bottles that had a high ABV. And with a 10% ABV,
10%.
This is right on the money.
Yep. And to give you a little information off the bottle, golden triple with notes of spice and tropical fruit. Belgian technique of barrel aging in the new world of craft brewing innovation. Pale golden color. We're going to have a little fun since it's almost Halloween and
doing a scream goblet.
Drink this beer out of a scream goblet. So
you're not going to get to see the color as well.
The color, but just picture a pale golden color. All right, close your eyes, picture it. I'm sure you can. You people like beer.
When Tony goes to pour, he's going to try and pour a little bit so you can see a stream coming down. And as always, if you've got a friend who's good at pouring, let your friend do the pouring. So
got some smoke barreling off of this, but I don't know if it's visible or not.
And this is actually not only the first.
It smells awesome. Mm-hmm. It really does smell good.
This is not the first time. This is the first time for me trying this beer. It's also the first from this collection. Tony's had not only this beer, but others from the same collection.
Yes, I've had the 13th hour stout. Oh, shit.
In terms of sheer ignorance of product, that goes to me. In terms of knowledge of product, that goes to Tony. So.
Yeah, when the Barrel Room series came out, the first one I had was the Stony Brook.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it was one of those beers that I just like. I'll remember this for the rest of my life.
I've heard you mention the Stony Brook more than once. You're definitely a big fan of that beer.
I mean, I'm not even really able to pour this beer right now without getting a ton of foam.
See, that's
he did travel with it across town.
I did travel across town from the west side to the east side of town.
Maybe you got a little shaken up or something.
That's very possible.
There's not. It almost has a champagne smell to it.
It sure does.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it smells like. I mean, I smell grapes. Like when you get that tannin from grape smell off the champagne. Tony nailed it exactly.
And the color, very reminiscent of champagne. I don't know if it showed up with the pour, my first pour. But most of this goblet right now is foam. So we're going to be adding to our screen goblets frequently as we talk about this beer, I think. Very champagne-like.
Now I just sucked some foam off the top, and I got to say, even the foam, high alcohol burn. I mean, I could smell the alcohol. I could feel the alcohol.
It's there.
That's not to say it's bad, and I'm not saying I dislike it, but it is. I mean,
you kind of expect that with a triple or a quad, though. I mean, it's
sometimes
so
a high ABV will hit you, and you'll go, "Whoa, that's high ABV," and sometimes it's so mellow that it's like, "Wow, that's 10%." You know, and this is not that kind of mellow. This is that. Oh yes, 10% ABV. I totally see that.
Totally do. But back to the Barrel Room series. They have a creek, which unfortunately, for some reason, in Vegas is not distributed. So out of the 5 beers, and I'm almost certain now that I think about it more, there are 5 in this series. Of the 5, 4 of them are readily available here in town, and then for whatever reason, the creek is not. It's never here. I've never even seen it once. So I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. Why would we have 4 but not 5?
Yeah.
Anyway, the 13th Hour Stout is Barrel Room. Awesome stout, very unique. And that's what's kind of cool about the Barrel Room collection from Sam Adams. I have a long history with it. There's a special kind of yeast they use in all of them, which gives it like a really cool bite, really nice bite to it.
And they do make mention of that yeast. Actually, there's a part in here that says that you will find a thin layer of yeast at the bottom of this bottle, so be sure to pour it carefully. So,
let's taste it.
I'm going to assume then that it is a bottom yeast, but maybe over the course of time, it is a top yeast that sinks its way down. It's just difficult to say. I don't know. I'm assuming triples fall under the heading of lager, and thus they use lager yeast, but I don't know.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Let's give this a full-on gulp. We've been just kind of sipping foam, so let's... Like I said, I'm not a fan of triples. Chris is not either. But I got to give credit where credit is due. When a company makes an example of a style, and it's awesome, and the baby just showed up on the screen. This is an awesome beer. If you're a fan of triples, I think you're going to pour this, drink it, and go, yes.
And it's one to share with friends, that's for sure. I mean, it's
large. It's 1 pint, 9.4.
So that brings us into what, 25.4 ounces. That's actually bigger than a Foster's can. So
right, it's a big beer. The Barrel Room collection, like I said, I think if you try them, I think you'll dig them. Plus, there's a little bit of variety. The last one they did was called Tetrabus, and I want to say it's a quad with like real heavy on the plums, if I remember correctly.
I'm smelling apples and honey.
I'm getting apples
and grapes.
I can't get past the champagne element though. I'm just like really like locked in on that word for some reason. It doesn't. I mean, it tastes kind of like champagne, but this is much more upfront, like a farmhouse. You know, what you would expect of the richness of a double or a triple.
I don't know that I would buy this again. I don't have anything against it. This is probably one of the better triples that I've had, but when you don't normally like triples, pretty much any triple you come across, to say this one isn't horrible isn't saying a whole lot,
Right. I mean, you kind of have to bend and break when we do these videos. I mean, there's tons of times that we're not excited to drink the beer, but
exactly.
We try to cover all the grounds of styles that we possibly can.
And there are
beers we like, beers we hate.
Hefeweizens, but there are a few Heffies out there that make me change my mind. The unfiltered wheat from Boulevard from my hometown brewery. I cut that one some slack. This one, this is not going to make me a triple fan. I'll put it that way.
It won't.
I don't dislike it, but I'm not gonna. I'll put it this way: if this was on tap, or even if this was, at a drastically reduced clearance price, I don't know that I'd buy it again. I really don't. If somebody was just trying to unload this, if some store was closing and said, "Give me $2 and this bottle's yours,"
sure.
I don't know that I'd even do that, to be honest with you.
I would. I mean, a couple bucks.
I might just to age it. Maybe 3
That's
years from
another
now,
thing,
it might
right.
be a little different.
That's another thing with this series is I've read, people on Untapped and Beer Advocate and all that, that have purchased these and have aged them and currently are aging them and they haven't opened them yet. It definitely lends itself to aging, no doubt about it.
And are you getting the oak barrel? Like I'm kind of now.
Somewhat.
Honestly, the second round, I'm kind of getting that oaky resonance.
Second round, I'm getting a little bit of the oak, but I'm getting more like a banana as well.
There's a bevy of fruit. There really is.
Yeah, well, even on here, it's
apples,
notes of spice and tropical fruit.
And grapes and bananas, and it's just like the birthday patter from Beverly Hills Cop.
So we're looking forward to a full season of all sorts of new beers. And do you have any other beer news we need to pass on? We've been away 8 weeks, so
we have got in that time. I think about 50 different breweries have been bought. If you go to the Facebook page, I actually posted something the other day and said, one day I'm going to post a story that says, today absolutely no breweries bought any other breweries. Stone had a massive layoff in the time that we were gone.
Yeah. Which has bewildered many.
Both of our teams are now out of the running for the World Series.
We actually talked about, here we are, it's October 16th. The Cubs and Dodgers play tonight. And at least his team made the playoffs, the Red Sox. They got in. They went right back out again.
Yeah. No sooner got in than
Detroit.
See ya.
Detroit made it to the very last day of the regular season before they were eliminated. So I was hanging on to the bitter end. I'm sad, of course, but it wasn't meant to be this year. Oh, well.
What I'm honestly, and maybe because as a corked beer, this is the case, I think this beer
is haunted.
I think this beer needs to breathe. I think this beer is like a wine and needs to breathe because I'm telling you, the more I drink it, the more it's growing on me. And
Really?
It's like each pour is a little bit different. That second pour, that's when I started to taste the oakiness. And this one, it's kind of mellowing out on me. I think maybe because of that high alcohol burn, it mellows out as some air hits it. Yeah. Some nucleation. Pardon.
You know what?
So maybe that's the deal with this beer.
There's no date on here of when bottled on date or enjoy by date, and I don't think any of the Barrel Room Collection has that. So it does kind of make you wonder as you progress through the bottle, what waves and layers you're gonna change. It could be a changing beer as you get closer to the bottom, or some sediment might be resting.
And once again, I think, God, maybe this really would be a good aged beer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to accumulate some more beers to age, so
I don't have the discipline. That's my problem. I'm like, if I buy it, I buy it because I'm excited to try it, and I don't have any I'm going to sit on this for 10 months. I don't know why I don't do it. I'm like, I spent the money. I'm going to drink the beer. I could always buy two. I've heard many people will buy two, drink one, and then put the other one away. Like, well, what happens when you run out of beer? You're like, well, I want a beer, and am I motivated enough to get up off my ass and go to the store and buy more, or do I open the one that's already in my house? We've got 1 minute left.
All right. Once again, I'm just going to say, if you're like us, you don't care for triples.
If you're like me, and I know I am.
And I know I am. Honestly, just let it breathe. Let the air, let this beer breathe if you're not a big fan of triples. Mm-hmm. And what do you think you're going to give this on tap?
Because, like I said, I'm not a fan of the style, but also I'm complimentary of anybody that makes a good quality beer of a style. I still think it would warrant probably 3.75.
I'm thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Which for a triple might be the highest score I could possibly go.
Fair enough. All right, we're closing in on time to wrap up.
Yep.
Tony and I want to thank you for watching.
Yes,
thank you for subscribing. Thank you for
share
commenting.
And comment.
Be sure to share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.
That too.
Cheers.
Cheers. And
drink good beer. Don't break the bank doing it.
Yeah, can't forget that.